It was tough. I remember just wanting a normal family, like just seeing kids with their dad and like the big family together. I know it bothered me a lot. And my sisters, just seeing them hungry and trying to get food for them and just trying to provide for them. It was hard, and seeing my mama crying and losing my grandmother, it was just super hard.
You know, I have other players in the past that have kind of come spend the night if they need a meal, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, this one just kind of felt a little different because we knew his situation.
Well, I didn't really get a chance to play sports really because my mom, she's like a single parent. So I lived with my grandmother and my mom. So it's kind of hard for me to play sports, but I always knew that I wanted to play football. So my grandma, she loves football. She taught me the game of football. So my dad, he was in prison. So I really got the game from my grandmother. She really was the person who made me love the game. And I remember the game when Alabama took the kick six back, and that's what really made me start liking Auburn, because she was so excited, and I really didn't know what was going on, but I was just super excited. Most of my family was Alabama fans, so she was the only Auburn fan, so I kind of leaned that way with her. And I all have 7 siblings. My twin sister Maya, Jakira, and Marche, we all was together for a while, like our whole childhood until we started growing up to teenager, and then we split apart. So my sisters, they got into foster care, but we still went to the same school. I was recently staying with my coach, my middle school coach, Coach Bucks, and he took me in, and I was staying with him and my sisters. We was all split up and stuff, so they came and got me. DHR came and got me from his house. It didn't work out good, and I was kind of in a rough situation. And Coach Freeman, the head coach at Thompson High School, he told Jake about me, and Jake just seen I was struggling and I needed someone.
I remember he was standing on the wall in the indoor, and I had known a little bit more about his situation, his current situation at the time, and I just remember I just walked over to him. I said, "Hey man, you know, you want to go grab something to eat later?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know." So I ended up picking him up, took him home, and the Joker never left. So he's been with us ever since. And you know, it's funny how God works in different ways that we'll never understand, because I'm 24, 25. I have a 8-month-old girl, a daughter, and then I bring home a 13, 14-year-old boy.
I got adopted by Coach Ganus, my dad. I honestly never felt loved like that, for someone to just take me in like that. He didn't really know me. He didn't really care. He just saw that I needed someone.
We liked him so much. We liked having him around. We didn't, want to take him back, kind of thing. So it was definitely a mutual thing. I don't even think, you needed anything legal, anything binding from the court or anything to kind of feel like he was yours or we were his.
They take care of me. They give me everything I need. They taught me how to be a better person, how to love people better. God, they emphasized God to me, and they just want me to be the best person I could be. I couldn't really play anything because I was just fresh off the ACL, so I had a brace on. So I just made a name for myself on special teams, and I remember we played Oxford that year, and it was the year that Oxford coming off the state championship win, and we won our first state championship win. So that game was hyped up a lot, so it was a lot of people there. So I remember I was going down on kickoff, and I just seen him in my way, and I just hit him the hardest I could, and I about knocked him out. And one of my coaches, Coach Ganus and Coach DeFore, which is the DC at Thompson, they posted on Twitter, and I just blew up. And I just started getting offers left and right. I always wanted to play college football since I was little. I always knew what I wanted to do. And so that when I did that, and I started getting the offers, it just made me believe even more of my dreams. And I went, we had a 707 there at Auburn, and we won against Clay Chalkville, and Coach Harsin was still there. They pulled me in the little room, and they told me they wanted me to be the first commit. It kind of felt unreal because I couldn't really believe it. I always wanted to be like the first commit, like the guy to get the class rolling. I mean, I don't have to be the 5-star in that class. I really don't have to be no star, but I just fell in love with Auburn. I feel like the guys that we got coming in and the ones that's on the way, we about to change the whole program around. For the most part, I think we did a pretty good job. I think we finished with 2 losses, and we lost in the second round against A-Rab, and we lost in the regular season against Leeds by 1 point. But we definitely left a lot of money on the field because a lot of players wasn't still bought in. But this year, I think we actually have a chance to go all the way. I was able to play 2 games, and then I suffered a terrible injury. Broke my kneecap, tore my meniscus, and tore my MPFL.
It was a tear on his MPFL, which is the ligament on the inside of your kneecap. It's about that big. They reattached that with a piece of your hamstring, and it's a 8 to 12 week recovery. Got pretty emotional when I told the team about how serious it was because he's obviously our leader and does a lot for us. But I said, hey, look, I said, they say 8 to 12 weeks. I said, 12 weeks is the semis. And I said, I want to coach my boy again. And I think everybody kind of felt that. And I think my team is going to have my back and give me that opportunity, hopefully.
So now I'm just trying to be a vocal leader from the sideline. Basically try to be a coach.
From the 46-yard line, 2nd and 6, Blue Devils.
Get special teams ready, I do it. Get waters, whatever I can do just to help our team and just try to just pour into my teammates and let them see what I see from the sideline.
It's a circumstance, and like my job as the head coach at Moody is to prepare my team to go win on Friday nights. And if he's got to trade in the cleats for a whistle to help me do that, that's what he's got to do because I still need his help.
So I have a chance to come back and still play for Moody. But it's definitely taught me how to work on my mental health because that's an everyday fight for me. And I just think that God just wanted me to work on myself and pour into others.
I've seen a 180 in him in terms of his mental health. I think he just went through a lot, and even before 7th grade, really before 7th grade, all the way growing up, he dealt with a lot of different unfortunate circumstances that are super private, but there's a lot of times that he might feel a little guilt for him being in his situation, whereas siblings may not have this situation. So that's a struggle. He's the only male in the family. Growing up, there was no other male around, brother, dad, nothing. And so I think he wears a lot of that and carries a lot of the burdens of his family members just because he's a great kid and he cares about him, he loves them.
I feel like I struggle with on a daily basis is really with myself. Believing in myself, seeing the situation that my sister's in and comparing it to my situation. It's probably one of the #1 things, and just missing my mom and dad and my grandmother and just seeing, watching my little siblings grow up and just wishing I could have had the same thing and just wishing they won't take that for granted, and just seeing other kids with their families still kind of gets me, but I had to go to therapy. But I feel like I'm getting better every day, and it's an everyday fight, but I'm making it.
And I try to tell him, I said, man, you're not spoiled, you're blessed. And it's one of those situations where, God put him in this reality for a reason. Like he's got a big plan, a big purpose, and everybody that speaks to him, we'll have pastors come in and talk to the team, we'll have guest speakers, and when people hear A'Mon's story and start talking to him, I hear it all the time. I hear it third person. I can just hear them talking. They say, hey, God's got big plans for you, man. You got to continue to be humble, do this. And so I think if he does stay humble and continues to give it back to him, I think, you know, this story's not done, and I think he's just keeps adding these cool chapters to it.